Hey everybody, Zen here. Today we are just going to walk through a little bit of a build that I've been running with my Technomancer. I'm trying out this whole turret thing, and it is really powerful. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I've been working with, and maybe you guys got some ideas on how to improve it and whatnot. I'm running currently 4 pieces of the Technomonger's Vest. We'll break this down a little bit more a little bit further on, but let's just kind of give you a look and see what we're dealing with here. And you can kind of get an idea as to whether you actually want to pay attention to how the build is done or whatnot. So we're going to run all our turrets. I'm going to throw a pulse snap just for the heck of it. You can see the turrets are kind of, well, wrecking everything in and of themselves. I have almost nothing put into firepower. I don't even have to do any damage with my gun if I so desire. Just kind of helps clear things a little bit faster. But the turrets are going to be doing 95% of my damage. We're just going to re-up them. Those cryo turrets do an insane amount of damage now running this Technomonger's armor set. My gear is currently level 60-ish, give or take. 61 is my cap. I haven't been able to upgrade at all, because honestly I kind of just made this build yesterday and was sticking around with it. Wasn't certain if I wanted to invest fully into it, but after seeing what it can do, I think I will. Open this bad boy up. I never get anything useful out of those. I'm gonna skip all of our cutscenes.
All the stories she told me, they were about.
I'll take you through this boss fight here that's coming up, and then we'll take a look at what the actual build is. So, if you want to actually see the build, just fast forward, unless you want to see the boss fight. This one's actually probably the most time-consuming of them, because you have to activate the pillars. The final boss in these trials, the last time I ran it, it took me 52 seconds to take him out, which, for running a build that isn't a firepower build, I don't think is too terrible.
This must be Father's secret passage. No one else.
Alright, so, I'm just going to start out by tossing some turrets. Doing a little bit of damage to them. Ooh. I got hit by that. That hurt. And that hurt. Ouch. Alright, here we go. Gonna toss out a couple of turrets. As long as the turrets hit things, they do lots of damage. Ooh, ouch. Let's screw that up. Got some coursers coming in on me. Ouch. Well, turret's got one of the big guys dead. Alright, then we're just gonna re-up our turrets on the boss here. See how fast his health goes down. Okay. Now he's immune again. And when I go through the breakdown of this, you'll see I don't have anything invested into firepower, so it's really not. I mean, my gun mods are doing some decent damage, but the actual gun itself is doing next to nothing. Which I kind of like, because it doesn't rely on finding a god roll item. It is strictly whatever mods you want to throw on. throw on a cold snap for if things start to get a little hairy. And just look at the health on that Courser just going down. You really don't have to do anything with this build. I always thought of the turrets as more or less just there to apply statuses. I never actually anticipated them being this powerful in the expansion here. It's kind of ridiculous. Well, there goes a destroyer. I'll have the turrets shoot it. They're going for something else. Alright. Hit him again. I won't even shoot him with my gun. You'll just see his health drain down. Alright, where are they? Up this way. Ooh. And then of course, since you are doing damage with your turrets, that's lifesteal. As long as you have your turrets up, you are essentially constantly healing. Ooh, I got frozen there though. That was annoying. Oh, oh, my turrets despawned. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, let's just see what the turrets will do to him here. And he's dead. Alright, I should have one more to activate. Yep, it's on the far side. Oh, ouch. Man. It's hard to get out of those circles when you're that close. Now, in all honesty, I don't really need to run Cold Snap. I thought about running Fixing Wave instead, because of all the different special stuff you can get with Fixing Wave now. It's actually one of my favorite abilities. It's gonna re-up our turrets. Thought about going for a longer duration on the turrets, but there's a mod that when you toss your turrets, you get a big anomaly power boost. Granted, I'm not entirely positive exactly how turret damage scales. I'm assuming it's more anomaly oriented. I don't know if it's anomaly power or just anomaly damage. I haven't figured that out. Alright, there goes that boss. Pick up all my stuff.
Father must have sealed the passage with this obelisk somehow. Must be a way to break the seal.
Alright, so let's actually break this down a little bit here. So we'll start out with guns.
Tuma said he was consumed by his visions.
Now, as you can see, this is not my max firepower that I could be running right now. It's a level 60 as opposed to a 61, but as you can see, I've got some 242s and 268 in there. But I'm still running a 202 only because of the mods. Violent Rupture is a lot better than I thought it was because that damage is almost instantaneous. So I consider it to be significantly better than Firestorm. Firestorm might do more damage in the long run, but if you're fighting as something that's moving and you just need to get damage done right away, that's what you need. Till Death Do Us Part, honestly, is just kind of a little extra added on bonus. Dimensional Rockets is fantastic if you get your headshots. So that's what we're running in terms of gun. First gun, Evening Star, honestly, I don't do anything with it. I just threw it on there because I thought Death Renome could be cool, getting the bonus anomaly power, but I never use it. And same with Spirit Breaker. It's just there because it's there. All right, so we're looking at our armor. Most all of it is going to be anomaly-oriented stuff and cooldown. As you can see, I got some life leech for skills. I'm just shooting things with my turrets, so that's going to heal up. I got anomaly echo just so I can get that bonus anomaly power when I activate a skill, aka when I'm tossing my turrets, euthanizer for the extra damage. And then cryo turret, you're going to essentially want to put anything that you can to increase your cryo turret damage. And the reason why that's going to be so important is because of the new mods that they added. Again, you got, let's see here. Oh, these are all for the blighted turret. Now the whole hazardous modifications is awesome because it makes it a long range attack. It's almost like a plague grenade that is shooting out. It's pretty neat. And then just some more increased damage on that. Let's see here. Now, this is one of the new mods that is extremely important for the cryo turret. You've got the improved coolant, doubles the rate of fire. That's pretty fantastic. And then, you know, Shatter just threw on there for the extra damage. I don't use sniper rifles, so high velocity bullets is literally just there for the sake of being there. Then you've got twins from the base game, you know, double turret. And then just some more damage against enemies, inflicted with blight. Now you've got Focus Discharge. This one, after I run through Trials, actually is my second or third highest damage. Cryo Turret will be the highest, but the Focus Discharge mod specifically does quite a bit of damage. You just toss that Blighted Turret, and then essentially a bunch of stuff around it just takes a ton of damage. Absolutely fantastic. And then you've got Hail Shot, increases damage based on your status power. If you're stacking for status power, that gets pretty potent. And that is what I am currently running right now, and it seems to be working fantastic for my gear anyway. Then we're going to tab over the skills. As you can see, Cryo Turret, Blighted Turret, Cold Snap. Like I said, Cold Snap is literally just there in case I get swarmed by something that my turrets can't handle. I'll use it for hordes of enemies. I'll just hold them in place. The turrets will take care of the rest. Now, as for the class tree, this is where I haven't seen anybody actually run this for their turrets. Almost every build I have seen is running top tree for firepower, which that was the way you used to run the Technomancer prior with the blighted rounds, was top tree, run blighted rounds, just destroy things. But that was more of a glass cannon build, and I wanted to do something a little more survivable since I was soloing a lot of this stuff. So we went down the middle tree, and as you can see, a lot of this is just bonus damage to frozen enemies and life leech. So that's essentially what you're going to be focusing on. Then, you know, you've got Wipeout, which is just great, especially when you go up against those elites. You start taking out that extra damage. Exposing Frost, so you can do that vulnerable status. And then this final one, activating a gadget skill. So, you know, more than half of what I'm doing, increases your anomaly power and weapon damage by 40%. That's just some damage boost right there. That's pretty fantastic. And then the whole, upon losing all your health, coming back, essentially a second wind. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, it just makes you more survivable. Why not? And then down here, I just took whatever anomaly nodes I could essentially get my hands on. And as for the PAX tree, this also is fairly important. And by fairly important, I mean quite important. Initial Striker, activating skills, increases your anomaly power. Right now, it's going to be my anomaly power by 10%. And then you've got your ordnance and gadget skills, inflict toxic to enemies, hit, and deals an additional 5% of anomaly power as damage if toxic is refreshed. Now, that actually comes in my top 3 for damage as well. At the end of the round, you will see, you know, after the final boss, that would be in the top 3 in terms of damage. Because once you pump your anomaly power up and you start activating your gadget skills, especially things like Cold Snap, now will inflict toxic. And then you got your toxic turret shooting things. Honestly, I should probably throw toxic on my weapon, because that would, again, cause an additional proc of toxic, which I could do. That'd probably be a better move than running, you know, dimensional rockets at this point in time. But this is a very important node if you're running your turrets. Painkiller just gives you some health. You can't go wrong with that, especially when your turrets are constantly dealing damage to stuff. Now, permanence is really a neat one because this makes it so that when you hit something with your cryo turret, you might freeze it, you might bleed it, you might do something else. All of those different status effects are going to roll into your next one, Dissection, which is the 5% more damage to enemies for every status inflicted on them. There are literally times where I will have more than half a dozen status effects on an enemy. That's a bonus 30% damage. It is just insane damage for just, one class node. And then Ascension points, essentially all focusing on the anomaly. Pumped up my status power as best I could, just so that I could benefit from that. I don't even remember what it's called now. Hail shot, just so I could benefit hail shot to do the increased damage on your status power. But that is essentially all I've got in terms of this rough build that I've been working on. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have some better alternatives to what I'm trying to run here. I primarily just wanted to get away from that firepower tree and to do, lots of damage in other ways. And running this middle tree seems to get that accomplished, and it makes you close to unkillable. It really does. So, but that's all I have for you. Let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you on the flip side.